we hit these crossroads, Ian, countless times every single day. And although this is quite simple, it's anything but easy. This is really difficult. But I do think that when we're deliberate about when we take that risk and we're very operational about how we do it and analytical, our risk calculus process begins to speed up and get more efficient and more accurate to equip us to not only make those decisions faster in real time, but also assume more risk where we can listen to our heart and soul without being reckless.
So was there like a mantra or something like, because you know, like when you were at your lowest, maybe feeling resentful to, you know, the soldier that you helped, or you know, fed up and so on, and you know, maybe suffering from PTSD or any of these sort of things. What was it that made you snap in and start listening to your heart and soul and think, I need to come back? Especially like when your parents and friends were maybe saying, should you go back? You know, should you leave? You know, especially when you have that level of initial resistance from family who look out for you, but they're giving you that kind of feedback saying, no, no, we want you safe and well. How do you sort of switch off that? Because you, like you were saying earlier about running towards gunfire, because that can be taught to a certain level. But do you
Mm-hmm.
think special forces soldiers are born with this, or can it be taught? You know, is there a mantra you would use to anybody listening that could learn to do that to a certain level?
Yeah, a lot of great stuff here too as well. I'll start off with kind of where you ended. Do I think that good special forces operators are born? No, I would say that they are created, and it's predominantly based on skill, um, coupled with character traits, personality traits, etc. Talent exists, right? But my more in depth analysis and acquisition of knowledge into the difference between talent and skill is really that, talent, being born with something. It's really not being born with the capability to do something really well automatically from the second you've been created. Talent is actually, according to a lot of data and case studies, is a more increased capacity to learn something really fast. Like, so meaning, like, you look at Michael Jordan, you could say that dude was born to be a basketball player, and which is probably
Mm.
true. But that doesn't mean that when he was in the womb and when he was 2 years old, he automatically knew how to hit free throws flawlessly. His talent was that he had a much higher capacity to learn how to shoot free throws much faster than average people. So
Mm.
talent versus skill, I would say, exists across all sectors and walks of life. So either those that are born with a higher degree of talent to be a soldier or a special forces operator, yeah, probably. But I do think it's wildly, largely, almost always skill based, and that you can create that within someone that's got the more so the mentality to go about the difficulties to become, an operator or a green beret. And in terms of like mantras and whatnot, or you asked about family members and their questioning what it was I was trying to do and having second thoughts, trying to be supportive because they love me and care for me and want to be in my corner, but also want us to be grounded in reality and pragmatism. Um, the way I went about doing that was I was just able to recognize pretty early on why these people that care for me or people that don't know me well were second guessing what I was doing. And for one, I knew that what I was trying to do had never been done before. So, like with anything where there's no precedence, people are like, "Is that even possible?" That's a
Mm.
fair question. But more significantly than that, I knew that that was coming from a place of love, and they were somewhat blinded, or at least they had blinders on, where all they could focus on was my well-being as a son, as a brother, as a teammate. Like that's where this second guessing would be coming from. They didn't want to see me get hurt, not only in the terms of me going back to being in combat hurt, but also failing